Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. I wanted to say right at the top here, as you guys know, I executive produce a couple different shows. The Mike Gormley Show, the Kimmy Kato Show, and the Arwen Lewis Show. All of those have moved from my podcast platform, so they all have their own podcast individual handles, and I'd love for you to keep up with them. We're still producing shows. They haven't gone anywhere. And if you hit the subscribe, let's say on Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you want to listen, it will alert you. We'll let you know when we got a new show up. But the shows have not left. They're still there. They're just on their own now. They've all grown up. All right. So welcome to the show. And I've got two very special guests. Today, we are featuring music artists from the Emmy-winning hit show on NBC, The Voice, season 27. And I looked this up. Can you believe the show first premiered on NBC on April 26, 2011?
Wow.
That's crazy. How old were both of you at that time? You didn't know you were going to have to do math on the show, did
you? Right.
You were 8? That's Britain right there.
That's so crazy.
Are you gonna confess, Grace, or is it gonna be a mystery?
I think it might have to be a mystery.
Okay.
Oh gosh, whatever.
Well, 1 point, Britain. All right. This season on The Voice, country pop sensation Kelsea Ballerini joins an all-star coach lineup with reigning champion Michael Bublé, EGOT winner John Legend, and the return of an original The Voice icon, Adam Levine. With the competition hotter than ever, these legendary coaches will find and mentor America's best undiscovered singers, like my special guest today, Grace Miller Moody and Britton Moore, the mysterious Grace Miller Moody. And both of my guests had rare 4-chair turns. Amazing. Grace Miller Moody lands a 4-chair turn with Maroon 5's Sunday Morning at the Voice Blind Auditions. And this week she won the voice battles going up against Tori Templet and their dynamic duet of Use Somebody. And Britton Moore, he wins a 4-chair turn with Coldplay's Yellow at the Voice Blind Auditions. And thanks to his soaring high note, Britton Moore narrowly edged out his voice battle round partner, Darius J., during their rendition of Creep by Radiohead. So welcome, Grace and Britton. Welcome to the show, and congratulations to both of you for your 4-chair turns and winning your voice battles.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be here with you as well. I love the smile. You know, we also have this. This is a radio show and audio, but podcast. But we've also got a YouTube channel, and you got to go check out these two, Britton and Grace. They've got big old smiles. They look like they're up to something. So we're gonna find out what they're up to. All right, let's start with you, Grace. What has your journey getting to and getting on The Voice been like so far? Are you feeling a lot of pressure, or are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I think it all has been like such a whirlwind. Coming from like not really doing anything with music. It's just been crazy. Like it all happened so fast, but it's been such a fun ride, and I've met so many amazing people through the experience, and definitely it has like its stress moments, but overall it's been so exciting and just something that's so new in my life, and it's just exciting to see the ins and outs and soak it all in.
Well, you deserve where you're at.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, both of you really you've earned it, and you deserve it. And it's so nice that there's a show like this that showcases artists such as yourself. But I would imagine getting there, now you're there, and then when you go after The Voice, you know, I know there's a great career ahead of you, but it's almost like you started at the top, right? I wonder what that feels like when you're afterwards, and you're like, Okay,
Yeah,
now
it's so crazy.
I was
It
on the
almost
break.
feels like a puzzle piece. It's like insane that all this just happened. I was like gigging in Charleston like 2 years ago, and now it's just like so many more gigs have been like brought about even after this. And again, like being on the show and like experiencing it with these people. I've never been in such a creative space either. So it's like I said, it's such a new world to me, and it's so exciting that I'm able to even be surrounded by these people and get to see what they do and how they navigate like the music industry.
Yeah, and that actually brings up an interesting point that you mentioned. Britton, and join in on this question. So you're together. You said you've never been in such a creative space. All of you guys, you recognize each other. You work together. You auditioned. You perform. You compete, and you go back and you're creative, right? You guys all get to hang and talk. Write lyrics and write music. Excuse me. Um, Will that be something that you guys carry on, that you've learned from The Voice, that you will take into your musical careers? That feeling of working together with other our music artists?
Yeah, definitely. I think that like I said, I've never like experienced anything like it. So it's just really neat to see how other people kind of um, do things the way they do it.
Yeah.
And I also just think it's so fun to meet people that, have the same passion and the same drive as you. So that's like what was so exciting to me is like I'm meeting people that love the same thing I do.
Yeah. And I think like once you fly out to LA and you get to the hotel and you have no idea who any of these people are, but it's almost like you immediately become best friends with them just because it's such a unique experience and you all have the same um, interest in music. And
And
so like
share. Yeah,
once you
share.
start sitting down, exactly, you just share it. And once you start sitting down and you start writing and just singing together, it's just like it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It is.
I love that. Grace, how long had you been thinking about applying before you actually applied?
So actually, it really was not my thought at all. I had been, like I said, I like for a year before I had done it, I had been gigging in Charleston, not really thinking too much of it. And before that, I really didn't do anything with singing at all. So it was just kind of like new to me. And my dad has always been like, "This is your God-given gift. Like you need to do something with it." And he sent me the email for the open call, and I was like, "Oh, like this wouldn't hurt, like I'll do it." And ended up they call me back. I'm like thinking this is like a scam. Like I've been telling everyone I'm thinking this is a scam. Like that's what my like main thought was, like, "Oh, this is not real. Like this is not happening to me." And then I get the email back and they want to see more. So I was just so shocked. And again, like getting the call to go out to LA, like immediately called my dad and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like they want me to come out to LA." Like my whole day was just like distraught. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do with myself?" And it's just been such a wild ride. And like I said, it felt like a puzzle piece to my life. So I'm so thankful.
Wow, man, you got it. Whatever your dad recommends, I think you should start listening from now on. Go have him buy you a lottery
Exactly.
ticket too. Well, was there a catalyst, or you said you were gigging. I heard you tear up the karaoke pretty well too. Uh,
Yeah, Dancing
but
Queen was, like, by
Dan,
ABBA was, like, my go-to when I was younger, and I would get so nervous doing karaoke, so I just, like, really never thought this was something I'd be doing, because, like I said, I get so nervous, so I was like, "Okay, I don't know if I wanna do this." But after gigging in Charleston and kind of navigating that and, hearing people, like, reassure me that, you know, I'm good. I was like, "Oh, like, I never thought this is anything that I could do," but, yeah, it's been such a, confidence boost, obviously, being on the
yeah.
show and having people reassure you and say and people around you, again, in this creative space that are also so good, telling you you're good. I was like, "Oh my gosh. Me? Like, you're insane."
Well, you've got such great energy, so I
Oh,
I
thank
love it.
you.
And now, besides your father saying, "Hey, you should do this," and he helped you get there, and sent you the email and signed you up or whatever he did. I mean, he was a catalyst. Were there any other things in your life going on at that time that made you think about life and how precious life is in relation to going for it and going for your dreams and living your life? Was there anything else in your life at that time that
Yeah,
inspired you?
definitely. I think during that time it was really hard to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I'm in college, so it was just really hard to see my friends like figuring out what they wanted to do and what they were passionate about because I was still so lost. And just really like ask God, like, please give me something that I know that I'm passionate about. And my dad's always said whatever you do, like, be passionate about it, work at it, and work at it your hardest. So that was just something that, like, again, such a puzzle piece in my life, and it just felt like it was so placed and at perfect timing. And it just, like I said, it literally like flipped my world upside down. And I'm just so thankful that it's all happened so fast. And now I know what I want to do, and I know that music is what I'm passionate about. And so I hope to keep working at it and just stay consistent.
And you would recommend it to others that were maybe on the fence right now, sitting at home listening to you, and
Definitely.
yeah,
I think,
and say
yeah,
go for
like,
it.
right, exactly. I mean, an open call and an email, you think nothing of it. And again, thinking it's a scam, but getting that call to come out to LA, like I said, it's changed my life. And I would have never in a million years thought that that could be somewhere I could be. So,
So just cautionary, if you think it's a scam as well, just make sure it's not signed by some prince in Saudi Arabia or that needs money
exactly.
for his dad. Other than that, it's probably for legit. So, Grace, you have two brothers, and one of them is a twin. Is
Yes.
your twin brother musical? Do you play together or?
So no one in my family is musically inclined whatsoever. So it was so funny because everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, like does anyone in your family sing?" And I'm like, "No, like not at all." Even though my mom like loves to do karaoke with me anytime. She's always up for it. She's a fun time, but no one is like musically inclined at all in my family.
So I can imagine in that house, if there are not other family members musically inclined, um, and I think I even saw a clip about this on you that your brother said like you used to annoy me because you're always
He
singing.
did. It was so funny. He was like, yeah, she used to sing so loud and it was so annoying, but obviously I'm glad she's here now." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." But it's
I
the
I
best.
was I didn't know the answer to that. So I didn't know if you guys sang together, if you were, if you'd harmonize, or I could just imagine twins doing that really well. So I didn't know that answer. So I went and looked up like how many famous twins are there out there that play together?
Yeah.
One of them are the guitarists from Brandy Carlisle's band, the two
Oh,
twin
wow.
brothers. But there's so many. I was so surprised. I thought it was very cool, but it doesn't apply to you, so that's okay. I'll move on.
Sadly not.
Sadly not. Maybe one day. So tell me why Adam Levine is so special to you and your family.
Yeah. So my story and my little brother's story, my family story. He was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 7, and it was
Mhm.
a really hard time for my family. And we all got in the car after or we got on a plane after he got into remission, and we went out to Las Vegas and saw Maroon 5. And obviously this was just a really like fun time for my family to be together to celebrate Shot's life. And so yeah, it was just a really fun time, and it was such a memorable time too. So um obviously picking Sunday morning was such a cool thing for me to do, and knowing that Adam was going to be a coach,
Yeah.
also just such a no-brainer that like if he turned, that I was going to choose him because I'm doing his song. So
Would
obviously he believes in me a lot. So I was like, okay, definitely him.
do you ever get the chills and kind of go, whoa, okay, first my dad recommends, then we had this special family moment, rejoicing, and celebrating my brother and his life and his recovery. And then you're standing on the stage of The Voice looking across at Adam Levine, who's, do you go, what the heck
It
is
was
going on?
such a full circle moment. Actually, my little brother, after like we had left and everything, his jaw was to the floor the entire time. He was like, I can't believe that happened. And it was just so like it was such a fun moment to like spend with my family because such a full circle thing again. And it was just exciting to see him excited too. Like I
Yeah.
was so excited, but like looking at his face, it was just like, wow, like my family's so proud of me, and I'm glad that we could all like share it together.
I'm picturing your family, all of you in Vegas at the Maroon 5 concert. I'm picturing you in the audience and singing together and just, that must have been
Yes.
the biggest celebration and the best feeling. Was there a song that your family, that you guys share that you all love together that kind of
Actually,
marks that moment?
yeah, we all loved She Will Be Loved. That was like one of our favorites. And it was so funny because I like specifically remember, even though I was so young, Adam like performing it. It like they had like fake rain in the back, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Cool. You paint very, very vivid pictures, mental pictures there. Thank you. So I know
Yeah.
you mentioned you're in college now. What are you studying?
I'm studying psychology right now.
How do your college mates on campus, do they all start, are they all, hey,
Yeah,
there's
it's
there's
like
there's Grace from The
it's
Voice.
been such a like supportive like environment in Charleston, and people are just so sweet, and they're so nice about just like like being like, hi, like you were so good in your blind
Yeah.
audition. And again, like it's just been so supportive, and it's so fun to have people around you that are uplifting you.
That's good. I'm happy that you have that. What do you,
Yeah.
I know the answer to this question, but I think it's so um, amazing that I want you to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your music and your degree?
I definitely want to kind of like, I guess, overlap them some way. But definitely I was looking into being a speech pathologist and completely lost like interest in it after seeing sorry. what
You got to take a text or something or a phone call?
Yeah, well, no, 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 no. I was like, oh my gosh. But like seeing how like motor skills work, and just seeing how occupational therapists work, I was so much more inclined that way. And it just really like shocked me how they use a lot of things around kids to help them. And I've always wanted to work with kids. So it was just like a no-brainer that that could like be something that could overlap with music as well. And they use music to like calm kids down before
Yeah.
going into like a pathologist. And it's just so exciting to see that like both of those can overlap. And but mainly obviously I want to work on music and make that such like a driver in my life. And yeah.
I just think that's so great.
Oh, thank
Pediatric
you.
occupational therapy, using music to heal and inspire others. I love that. And I've I have a lot of musicians on. They do talk about that, and a few are working on that. Aru Matsumoto was just on. She's a cellist, and she just won a Grammy this last season. And
Wow.
she's working on. She did a TED talk about this exact topic. You may be aware of her or come across, but how they how the music can rewire your brain, uh,
Hey.
without medicine, without um, you know, this different type of therapy. It's just really fascinating to me.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
this question could go to both of you. We're about to take a break here and and play your music, and then we're going to come right back with Britton Moore. Uh, but both of you, I'd love to hear. What have you guys learned at The Voice so far? I know it's new, it's fresh, season just started, but what are you taking away from that? Aside, you said at the beginning, Britton, that you just love, and I think Grace, you also said that the environment of collaborating and the shared passion and experience with
Mhm.
your fellow music artists. But what else have you learned as musicians? You're both starting out, so I imagine you're real. you're soaking everything up right now. Look,
Yeah, for sure. I like mainly took away that I had someone tell me that emotion is such a good thing to have whenever you're performing, and I feel like music also just brings any type of emotion, and that's what the cool thing about it is. And you know, being on stage and being present, and also relating these songs that we're getting are all covers, so relating that to your life somehow, and you know, forming that to be something that you feel passionate about whenever you're performing. So I feel like that was something cool that I learned, like just being like present, and also just showing the audience like this is what I'm singing about. Even though you have no idea my story, I like want to story tell. So yeah.
yeah. Wow. Okay. I like that answer. How about
Like playing off what she said, like I think the biggest thing, one of the things that I learned is authenticity is what people love. Like people want you for you. They don't want you trying to be somebody else. And so like just singing how you would sing it is what people want.
both good, very good observations. Very good. Okay, so we're going to listen to Grace Miller Moody and Tori Templet's dynamic duet of Use Somebody. The voice battles NBC. We're going to go out with that right now. And let me just tell you a little bit more about The Voice. NBC's The Voice season 27. Get amped. Country pop sensation Kelsea Ballerini joins an all-star coach lineup with reigning champion Michael Bublé, EGOT winner John Legend, and the return of an original The Voice icon Adam Levine. Both my guests today are on Team Adam. I love that. With the competition hotter than ever, they'll find and mentor America's best undiscovered singers in the spectacular new season. Go to NBC.com, The Voice, and apply. Create your own artist account. Have you ever wanted to get to The Voice? Go to NBCTheVoice.com again, and you can create your artist account there. Also, The Voice is giving out, and Wells Fargo is giving out $10,000. You can be a winner too, even if you have no musical talent like me. Enter the sweepstakes, The Voice sweepstakes. Go to NBC.com, The Voice. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Britton Moore is up next.